incredibly critical for them.
Did you see what MoriiSko was doing?
I won't lie to you, I didn't. Is he?
I mean, he stopped it. He was. I think he was trying to make some kind of a funny noise, some kind of a funny sound.
Yes.
I'll just say he had 2 of his fingers in his own mouth.
Right.
So that was probably one of the chances that they had before
Maybe
the start of the
he's
game.
just whistling.
Yeah, maybe he was just whistling. Well, we're gonna whistle our way onto Dust 2, folks. Map number 1 of that UNiTY and bond1e game. Thank you very much for the sound.
I got you, man.
Soundtrack, yeah. Let's say it's the soundtrack. We've got Dust2, Inferno, and then Ancient as the third and final one. In the end of this one of these 2 teams is going to be going into the play-ins, where, of course, in the double elimination bracket, they might make it all the way in towards Barcelona. This is the end goal. CT side pistol start for UNiTY. B play coming out. MoriiSko with 1, but the refrag's looking pretty decent.
Mikey's going to be completely audible going forward as well. Gilla's in a good position to try and stop rotates in the CT side. I mean, I don't know what Mikey's up to. Yo, this is unreal. I get it. I mean, man, I get it. It's the mathematical, sensible thing to do, right? If this was chess, this is the move you make.
Are you getting upset already?
A little bit.
I will. Okay, can I defend them?
I will permit it.
All right, it's a 3v4 retake on the hardest bomb site to retake in the entirety of the game. You have 1 player without any armor. You have just 1 flash, no smoke, no defuse kit, man disadvantage, and you didn't even have anyone close towards the doors. Everyone was on the right-hand side. So time was running out as well. I just feel like it does make sense.
The defense is understandable. Look, it makes sense. 100% dead. But it's one of those things which you don't love to see as a Counter-Strike fan. You want to see some firefights coming through over there. But regardless, let's see whether they can at least justify it coming out into the second force buy, right? That's what it really comes down to. They've got 2 scouts out. They've got a couple of MP9s. They've already started to win my heart back a little bit.
That's what's going to happen, Moon. They called the save because they want to go for a force buy. They want it to be a good force buy. And now they will win this one. Just take a look. 5 rifles, though, on the other side for bond1e. So they are ready for the investment. Should be at least. And we were talking about some of the individuals. There's a bit of a change on the lineup, as we've noticed by now. Smui is not on the server, which is a little bit unfortunate. Obviously, there was a message that Smui would be playing with Sangao at some of their next VRS LAN events. So maybe that's the reason that he's not here now. Meaning Woozy will actually be up against Usman as the OP, I suppose. And there go the 2 scouts. I told you, man. They just knew what they were doing all along.
Mikey does it up over here, and apparently they did. So, hey, like I said, they managed to win me back. I'm a quick pendulum, but this round they have to make sure it doesn't swing back against them. It's back in their favor in a 4 versus 2 with the 2 Galils they've picked up as well. Neo Frag trying to make sure that he doesn't expose himself. He will get himself a dink, and that might be enough. Magilla comes in from behind Kafida, and with that quick kill, you're suddenly back to a 2v2. Predator, this is a very good position. Mikey's not going to be checking it, but without getting the kill immediately, Mikey suddenly becomes a real threat eliminated. And Preledgen has been elevated. Fantastic recovery in that 2 versus 4. The CT side felt like they had it in the palm of their hands, but this push out in middle is what brings it all back equal.
Yeah, that was a little bit tough because you had both your defensive lines coming in from different positions. Lovely shot coming out of Uzi. Double tack in the body from MoriiSko with the second scout. But then he gets dropped by Magilla, and he was all alone towards B. The moment that you get that kill over the smoke from the MP9, you're thinking this round is over. But then the push through the smoke comes out. And this is a good moment of realization out of bond1e. We have a 2v4. We need to be aggressive. We need to actually put up the fight to them. And if you are ready to bring the fight into the server, make sure you get yourselves hooked up with some Lorgar peripherals, PCs, anything really, desks,
sim racing.
Yeah, sim racing.
You got everything, dude.
Stress control tools.
Oh, dude, that's how I know that a shop has everything. If they got sim racing stuff, because that's actually like kind of weirdly niche and expensive sometimes.
Sim racing is actually quite dope. I don't know if you've tried it.
I really want to, but they're actually, we don't have Lorgar in Pakistan, which is the problem.
So I've not tried the entire, you know, the big booths where you just go in and it's like you're in a car. But I've tried the steering wheel with the pedals and everything on a PC.
Nice.
And I played F1 with it.
Okay.
It's very cool. It's a very cool experience. It's very realistic.
Now, I'm quite curious to see if Usman's going to have a very cool experience over here, because if you just take a look at him, I won't lie to anyone at home, I did not know this player. Usman hasn't played on a team since 2020.
Yeah.
The last time he played was in MOOPS in the Supreme Masters European Invitational. So this isn't a player who's the most active in the scene.
No, the funny thing is that right now he's actually part of a team called Basement Bops. Yeah, I think you might be looking at a different use, man. Because we were talking about the Lithuanian use, man.
Oh, okay. I looked
he played
up
on fingers crossed a little bit as
Sorry,
well.
never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I looked up the Slovakian Usman.
Okay. No, this use man is a bit more active.
Okay.
Yeah. Hasn't really played to this level as much. You're working with around 35 maps on HLTV in general.
Yeah. Also, 0 sniping. Which is
Well,
interesting.
yeah, that is an issue. That means that someone else will have to, and apparently it's going to be Rel.
Well, let's say you can look and see what he can offer up. He's got big
Or
shoes
it might
to
be
fill, and I
Magilla.
don't know.
You know,
Well,
maybe it's just a spawn-based
Maybe it's a spawn-based thing.
Yeah.
Magilla was playing secondary for them. That's true. It's gonna be hard to fill the shoes of Smooth.
Yeah. Thank you. Mid-kill out of Magilla. That's a good walk. Mikey does get punished.
Oh, Kafita's making so much noise. Magilla's able to turn around. That's a lot of good damage being put down on him.
Yeah, that's a good block. They have a lot of info right now, especially because of the door smoking towards the B-bomb side. Now the push and the fact that Kafita didn't see anybody else. They know everyone was gathered up and towards the B-bomb side. And Kafita's not seeing anyone in tunnel, so they could start slowly making their way back A. Just gotta make sure you're not too noisy about it, which they have been. But the Opavuzi's still there. When does he start considering long as a possibility?
Bondi are also hyper paranoid. They just want to clear out this last angle. They don't believe that Kafita could have gone all the way back over towards the B-bomb side. Now, even when they go out into long, they're going to have to take an extra few seconds to just peek out every single corner. This is one of those situations where the CTs have bought themselves an extra 15 seconds with that one kill. Woozy. Ooh. Oh no, you can't miss shots like that. Loses his life. And a frag. Down and out. MoriiSko caught in the middle of a spray. Will be able to get at least one, but Preledin is having a much better game today. 6-2 already. He's had a couple of very instrumental kills. And Kafita, who found what could have been the turnaround, is instead going to turn around and back off to save this M4.
Yeah, it comes down to a very unfortunate miss out of the Opavuzi, right? If he gets the first kill, then even if he does get refragged, it's going to make life a little bit easier for Neofrag on the bomb side, who couldn't really connect. That's one of these moments. You're going to, probably with time, start questioning maybe if Neofrag is going to be able to hold on to his individual performance. And obviously the numbers have dropped a little bit in comparison to what you would expect out of him ever since he became the IGL. And every now and then, if the team is struggling, it could be a little bit more difficult for you yourself to get into the game. Even though he's still one of the most aggressive players on the T sides and he's still the #1 star on the CT side. We're seeing some Nemanja action. And for people wondering where Smuya is, we kind of touched upon that already, but we're going to probably have to do it a couple of times just to make sure that everyone is aware with the situation. Smuya will be playing with Sangao for some of their up-and-coming LAN events in Portugal and Latvia instead of Radix. He's going to be a stand-in. So apparently he's traveling with Sangao now. Thus, he can't be here with us.
I'm gonna miss you, Smooth. MoriiSko isn't. He's happy that he's not on the server. And he wants more. Where that came from. Oh, Streaken is ripping off heads. MoriiSko. He's happy with the body shots. He's gonna hit him with a little bit of Zontix energy. with Breladin being this low as well, it really does come down to Magilla and what he can find. And as he misses his opportunity, Kefida gets the better of him, loses a lot of his life. But again, that's an exchange he's more than happy with it.
Yeah, Kefida's been very proactive in towards the long doors, right? You've seen him once already push, actually twice pushing towards despawn. Now he just gets inside and gets another kill. Left in a 2v4, looking for a bit of a contact play out middle. It's just MoriiSko jump spotting. Trying to see them as they make their way out. Probably will be able to confirm that. 40 seconds, they still have some time, but the moment he spots them out, it should be pretty easy to finish off the round. Still wondering about the second player.
Kefida coming in from behind, still gets a kill. Breladin was very low. Now this 1 versus 1 for Usman is what really comes down to be questioned. Woozy misses another opportunity, and now it's back to a 1v2. Usman shows off his shadow, wants to make sure that there's at least a threat of him jumping down, but the CTs have split up. They're coming out from CT and short respectively, so Usman has a chance now to start moving back, dodges out grenade damage. Mikey is going to expose off his head. Usman's getting ready for him to peek forward. I don't know if he clocked out that little helmet sticking through the floor, but it certainly wasn't enough to alert him. It is going to be the first round on the board for UNiTY.
It's been a little bit of a difficult start to the game for Woozy with the AWP. Some shots that you probably would want to see him hit. We know that the ceiling could be quite high with this guy, but consistency's definitely been an issue at times. Even though I still believe that it is completely normal for him to need a little bit more time before he becomes that driving force of the team. There's the miss that allowed Usman to get an opportunity, get a bomb plan out of it, but Woozy, just 19 years of age, started playing Counter-Strike in May of 2024, so less than 2 years ago, when he was part of that Prodigies project. Played alongside a couple of familiar names. Schwartz is one of them. That ended up on ENS Academy. Tagged as well, from Slovakia. And then he played with a couple other Czech players on the Prodigies as well, but this is really the first team on which he's required to contribute around very experienced players as well. As we're speaking about him, nice opener.
Well, only the opener over there. Breladin is quick to punish a grenade from down and comes back as well. Breladin gets a second. That is shocking. And with the hip exposed, Rel is hoping for a wallbang to assist, but with the Neofrag coming in from behind, that's just not going to work. Usman isn't able to cover off that short flank, and with it, MoriiSko catching him off guard as well. We're seeing a lot of kills from UNiTY, even in the rounds that they're losing, where they've been able to find a kill on the Bondi, turned around looking elsewhere. It's been maybe a drop down in the quality of comms, anything like it. Of course, Smuya will be a rallying figure, even if he's not going to be IGLing for your team. We are seeing some intangibles missing on the server.
We are seeing some very proactive play out of the CTs as well, right? Every single time it feels like there's a player able to get in a position, as you pointed out, to get a kill from behind. That just tells you that, yeah, UNiTY have a very good understanding of what's going on, and that there is some gaps in the play for Bondi. In this particular situation, the fact that Neofrag is able to climb on top of short when you have a player alive and towards lower is a bit frustrating. The same way that this could be frustrating for Usman, who's burned down Rel. Actually, could have had an opportunity to get that kill, considering how low Kefida was. Decides not to swing, though. Working with a bit of a half-buy on the Bondi side of things. Not a lot of util, though. Just the one smoke in the AK in the hands of Rel.
Neofrag's lucky to get out of there alive. And now it does feel like this is one of those rounds where the CTs have been able to successfully put themselves in position to build money. It would be a shame if they're not able to do much. Ah, well, that's not great. Rel alerts them to his presence. Mikey coming up, spots out the booster player. Deep grenade over there. Why not? Yes, please. Woo. Kobe will tank him. They're keeping his legacy alive.
That was the Tom Brady throw if I've ever seen one. Magilla in a 1v5. He's got that hero AK. It's all about the damage, and Woozy won't be missing this one. It's a straight up headshot out of the open. 5-man alive type of round for the side of UNiTY. That's going to strengthen up their financial positions. And now you're working with 2 AKs on the CT side as well, which always feels nice, especially when it's on some of your sharpest shooters, MoriiSko and Mikey. Here's the replay. A little bit unfortunate. It felt like Kuzman had an opportunity to keep going forward, but he was just fully blinded, so he tried to instinctively go back. Maybe he could have survived if he decided to just go all in. Maybe he could have gotten the kill. But you know what they say, ifs, buts, and maybes don't really count. We only care about the absolutes. And I won't even try and do the accent.
Please, I'm begging you. We even got a technical timeout just to make sure that you can.
I've attempted that one before, Moon. I don't think I'm too good at this particular accent. There's some accents that I can nail pretty well.
All right.
But not this.
What's your best accent?
Well, maybe not accents, but like impressions.
Okay.
I can make a very good impression of the clown in It, the horror movie.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna do it on broadcast.
All right.
But trust me, man, it works.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that because I refuse to do that to myself. I have a very strict policy, which is if a movie is too depressing or if a movie is actively trying to be a scary movie, I will not put myself through either one of those situations.
Sure. I do like both scary and depressing movies. It probably tells a lot about us as people.
I get scared and depressed very easily, and you're good about dealing with these things?
Not really. I was gonna say that you're a normal person and there might be something wrong here, but sure. I guess it depends on the perspective that you're looking at it. We've got a bit of a technical timeout going on. It is interesting going into this game. I feel like we can have a bit of a podcast session for UNiTY. Well, the timer has been reset, but this is a team that is currently number 104 in the VRS, right?
Right.
You've got Kefida, who is a pretty decent support element, I want to say, especially for the tier 2, tier 3 type of level. You've got NeoFrag, who's a young, new high GL, but very, very good individually. MoriiSko and Mikey that are firepower beasts, and Woozy, who's a pretty decent oper in terms of the ceiling, even though some consistency has been lacking. UNiTY still not a team that's been able to get consistently good results, though. I feel like a way to put the story for this game is that this is a must-win for UNiTY. Especially with Smooya being absent.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been going all right. But yeah, what's your take on this team? Why do you think they're not doing well? Because initially when I saw this 5-man lineup, I was actually quite excited. I thought they would do pretty decently.
See, the thing is, when I also just actually saw this team, just a 5-man team, my immediate assumption was, oh, these guys are like easily going to be like top 60 in the VRS, that's for sure. They've got the players for it. But I do think that that's going to be bridged over time. I mean, there has to be, part of that has to just be that I just don't think NeoFrank's as comfortable in the IGL position and whatnot. I think we've not necessarily seen the best out of these 5 players when they are coming under where, look, I don't want to say NeoFrank hasn't committed to it, of course not, but it does feel like he's still not going to be respected as an IGL until he proves himself in a way where it's not even wins, it's just showing this tactical depth and everything that could be coming out as they do get a comfortable round win. It's making sure that this team becomes, if this team becomes very good against force spies, if this team becomes very good on even things like CD side aggression that we're seeing, and if that becomes a consistent feature, yeah, that's where some of that respect starts going out towards NeoFrag. Before that, unfortunately, when I see this many talented players, I do have to raise some eyebrows about, hey, why are you not doing better?
Sure. It might be just a matter of time, you know? Maybe he needs a little bit of time to find his style as an in-game leader, even if people trust him. I do think this is a pretty cool project because for MoriiSko, Mike, and NeoFrag, this is a bit of a second or last chance even for some of them, right?
Yeah.
To break through. So I'd want to imagine that they're very invested in really trying their absolute damnedest to put their trust into that project. Speaking of trust, NeoFrag did trust Mikey, and Because of the utility support, we'll be able to gobble up both these kills. That's a lovely double opener. No one else to actually contest him for refragging towards the tunnels. This round is already looking lost for bond1e.
Thing is, if Berlin gets a free kill over here, that's good change. Woozy, I mean, good adjustment to make sure that they can keep a hold of this round. There's no reason for Kafida to start pushing forward. Woozy as well takes a slightly more defensive angle, goes back in for a quick peek, and with Berlin going down, Neofrag finds that last kill as well. 5-4, UNiTY continue to run away with this first half after they get on board. 5 in a row now.
All right, this is a very good stabilizer of a round for Woozy and for UNiTY in general, right? Now they've won a couple of very clean rounds. You're looking at the money. Neofrag's got over 10k. Kafida's on 11. 8.7k for Woozy. You've got Mike and MoriiSko still on decent money as well. And Woozy does just take 2 shots off the open, gets both kills against the full buy. This is very important for him. bond1e looking to switch up the pace with a B-pop. And they cancel. Probably for the better. The setup from MoriiSko and Neofrag looks very deadly.
We saw some interesting B hits coming out on Dust2 yesterday. Just calling for the rush forward. That's why Astral was able to win out that Dust2 despite it being a full-scale comeback versus them after being down 11-3. Versus 8kid and the boys. Good to see Streaking on the hero AK. If there's one player I trust to try and get a move on, it would be him. He had some very critical entry kills yesterday. And in the absence of Smooya, he will be vital to getting any further access.
Bomb still in towards the B bomb site. It will still be the B play. Mid to be smoked to try and keep the mid players occupied. You will have a bit of a split going on. Neofrag goes down, low HP on the rifle player. Spam just needs 1 bullet and Mikey will get the kill still. That leaves MoriiSko on an island. They need to try and help him.
Coming in from behind is Miguel trying to find them as a set up for the boost, but unable to get the kill. Woozy with the 5-7 will find it. MoriiSko now feels lonely, and that island is suddenly feeling like it's running out of fresh water. 3 versus 3, 10 seconds on the clock. Bomb can be planted, and UNiTY are they going back?
This is tough.
No.
You gotta go for this. It's a 3v3. You have so much money, but it's still going to be a difficult one. You have an AWP, 2 players tagged below 50 HP. It's not going to be easy.
Woozy's not going to be a factor in this round at all. This is effectively a 2 versus 3 beyond Woozy's single flashbang that he can throw out. And even that doesn't look like it's being primed at all. Kafida exposes himself without using that flashbang. Mikey makes it a 1-for-1, but that's not going to be enough. Flashbang now dodged. Rel gets it done, and now the AWP will move back to save. UNiTY, I mean, they're fortunate, to be honest, that it's even a 3 versus 3. The fact that the Tech 9 dropping down isn't able to find even a single kill to boosting players, that's all down to Woozy's investment to a 5-7. But fantastic round from Streak and opening up the mid side pretty much on a contact play the way he did.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that they slowed things down so much, and you could see that UNiTY were a little bit afraid to go for the reboost after both of them were spotted in CT spawn. They probably thought that people would be holding for it, and they were, but eventually MoriiSko just needed something to happen. They slow it down. They were so quiet the way that they're walking out the door. He was waiting for the sound cues to at least help him to know where to be looking. A very difficult position to find himself in. Not a lot he could have done about it. And bond1e do get a 5th round on the board. Regardless of this, feeling like it's been a much better showing for UNiTY than it has been for their opponents, by the way. I feel like this is because of the strong start that bond1e had as well. You get the pistol, you get the conversions, the 4-0 start. UNiTY have done a pretty decent job when it comes down to the buy rounds, but bond1e can still be maybe even the happier out of the 2 teams at the end of the first half. Of course, this being their map pick, it does raise the importance of a good performance here on Dust2. We've got an Inferno coming out of UNiTY later on. It's a map that we did see them play against Qual4, and we did see why it's probably their best map right now. Dust2, on the other hand, been a bit of a mixed salad of results for UNiTY. 2 wins, 3 losses since the start of the year. Haven't played it till or since the 28th of February. That was when they lost to the Russian side of Double W. Win-win. No matter what.
MoriiSko's going to be blocked off from his attack over here, but MoriiSko misses a shot. You can't miss those. He gets a litany of options though, but Rel has already moved past him. The bomb's on the ground and it can't be recovered. Usman pushes forward. He has to dodge that HE. Would have lost his life to it, but he doesn't pick up the bomb on the way back to tunnels. That loses them this round there and then.
I'm not sure if you realized. Maybe a little bit too afraid for his life there to stick around, but especially now with the re-smoke, it feels very difficult. Quick switcher between him and Magilla. He's going to be the one rocking that AK-47 open the hands of Usman. But with the bomb under a lock and key, UNiTY, they still don't know if there's a player on the bomb side. They didn't believe that the T's would have left. So you see them retake that now with the Molotov as well. But Mikey is now posted towards the last box. Usman has no idea. And Mikey will just shoot him down. It's the double up setup that catches them off guard. A triple kill coming out of Mikey. Might be making it a 4-piece as well. Never mind. Missed shot. 20 seconds. Magilla. A 1v3 and the op has missed as well. Is he ready for the car player though? Answer is yeah, he was, but still loses the fight. It's UNiTY with a 6th on the board.
Looking to make this 7-5 out for UNiTY, that would be a fantastic end to it, even if it might not seem that impressive in the numbers, considering the fact that they were down initially 0-4. Excellent recovery. The idea that Woozy's also heated up to the point where he's 9-4, almost topping out the scoreboards. He was missing so many shots early on, and that'll happen. It's the first match of the day, right? Just a few rounds and it feels like you're missing opportunities, but NeoFrag is pushing all the way up middle. He is overrunning them. This is what he became famous for. There's a reason why people were surprised that he became an IGL. Incredibly mechanically gifted. Was definitely one of the players to watch out for back in that original Sinners lineup, like you mentioned. bond1e without options. They don't have any map control out in middle. The bomb is back in T-spawn. Rel's the only player who can move back to recover it. And Kafida, he's a madman. Smokes long off, pushes through it, and we'll be able to give him the call that it is likely going to be a B-site finish. You've got Woozy covering off mid in case it's going to be mid to B. This all comes down to what MoriiSko and Mikey can accomplish. Mikey with the secondary op gets himself a freebie. Rel never stood a chance over there. Mikey, another quick shot goes out as he knows he's blocked off by the incendiary. They cannot rush him away. A smoke now follows up, and Streakin has to come in behind a lurk smoke of his own. A flash that goes deep. That's not going to blind either one of the T-side players, but Mikey's in good position, but that's not a good shot. Streakin with 18 seconds now gives himself a chance. Woozy across the entire map pretty much will be able to find himself a quick kill, and Usman is trying to make this a 1 versus 1 before he plants the bomb. The damage is good, and with the smoke still there, he thought he had safety to plant the bomb. The problem is that smoke timer runs out as he's dialing in the digits.
Yeah, MoriiSko's a little bit disappointed by the way that he couldn't isolate the FACEIT the double peak. In all reality, was great. Good effort coming out of Mikey as well. You get 7 rounds at the end of that first half, considering the 0-4 start is a great recovery out of UNiTY. Chasing a 2-0 win potentially in a game like this, as we pointed out. Quite a rarity that we see them get a 2-0 win. Actually, interesting fact, that would be, if they are able to win in a 2-0 fashion here, that would be the first time they've registered back-to-back 2-0 wins in 3 months. Since they beat, in the Nodwin Clutch series, they beat Mouse NXT in a 2-0 fashion. In the game before that, they were able to beat the Polish mix going by the name of Yabzani in a 2-0 fashion as well. So it's been a while. This is the 25th of January, which is 2 months, not 3 months. But you get the point. It's a very long time. Almost 3 months,
It's
actually.
enough months.
Yeah.
January, February,
March.
yeah, it's 2 months. Yeah,
it is 2 months. Yeah. Technically, it's the names of 3 months, but it's not how time works.
Damn.
But you get the point. It's been a while since these guys have picked up consecutive 2-0 wins. That would definitely make them feel like they're on the right track a little bit more. And also, they need a tournament that goes well for them, right? They played the Rock Journey Spring 2026 in Stockholm, and
not great.
Unfortunately, they played Metasport twice. They got a map in one of them, but they lost both the games, even though it was very competitive. Then in the ESO Challenger League Season 51, they beat G2 Ares, but they lost to Minlate and Sango, and they got out 13-16th. The European Pro League Series 5, they lost in the playoff game to Mouse NXT after beating WWN's Academy. The Exort Meteor Season 2, they lost to BetM 33. The first cup of ECL 51, they lost to Johnny Speeds and Alliance and got only one win again. Nodwin, they get eliminated in the first round of playoffs against the Nuclear Tigress. You get the point. They haven't really been able to get a deep run into an event, either make it into the quarterfinals or the semis or a grand final, or qualify for a bigger event through qualifiers. Halftime break. Should we come up with our own halftime show?
Yes. Oh my god. I've always wanted you to sing to me.
The Lorgar halftime show.
Let's not bring down the Lorgar ship with us, right? Let's maybe guess this a little bit first. Okay, Ted, come on. Hit me with a beat.
Oh god, the round is starting. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh no. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to wait for the next halftime opportunity.
Dang it.
No, sorry, what? 7-5. UNiTY hoping to continue on that success from the CT side into their terrorist side as well.
Instant door smoke coming in. B rush. Let's see what they've got.
Usman is one who's going to be testing out his metal. Rel, good for one. Usman with the one who has opportunities. It's taps, and Usman looking kind of pretty right now. Getting out every single kill like it's nobody's business. MoriiSko on the menu. Finally, the food fight's back. And with the 1v3 in his plate, MoriiSko realizes, yeah, he's still the food.
Oh, God. What a highlight that is from Usman. We're wondering whether they would have someone to step up individually now that Smuya's not here. Well, Usman might not be an oper, but he definitely did carry them through this pistol. Absolutely sniped UNiTY on that B-bomb side with the USP. We're going to check it out on the replay as well. He loses his car player after just one kill, so he's all alone on an island here. Magilla was trying to help him out from window, but it's all Usman with the one-taps. Forsberg coming out. And it's B-pop once again. Now, Uzi is lining up the mid-to-B split smoke.
Look, there's a world up ahead where UNiTY just goes up short and they get themselves everything they could possibly want. But with smokes out in middle and a miss smoke, at least that's what you'd assume back in despawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure he wanted to throw the left side smoke. I think
this was supposed to be left, right, both. No, the miss smoke back in
it's in T-spawn. Okay,
it's supposed to be left, right.
Left, right, yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that means they have to go back to short now for bond1e. This isn't the safest place for them to be over here either. Yes, they have 3 players ready and waiting, but with the second flashbang, this could still be a scale up for the Tech-9s. Rel's got a lot to do, and with Neofrag finding that kill, Mikey follows up as well. Preledin is the only player to find any blood. Tech-9s are incredibly dangerous when accompanied with a good flashbang going forward, and over 35 seconds now on the clock. Magilla has been able to make his way up the elevator, but he's not pressing the right buttons here. And there isn't a floor which guarantees him safety or success. He'll have to back out of the building entirely if he wants the former. And nothing will give him the ladder, especially not now. Mikey takes him out. 4 players kept alive for UNiTY. bond1e just getting overrun.
That's a little bit funny, by the way, because they absolutely scratched what they had originally planned out for the round. You could even see that they had the perfect amount of utility for the mid to B play. The crisscross smokes, the molly short, the flash out middle, the second flash to burst out the left inside smoke and split B. And then the moment that Woozy fails the smoke for the split, they just go up short and they're like, well, screw it. We're just trying to win the fights with the Tech 9s. It actually does work out pretty nicely. They had one Molotov left, and that did make life a little bit more difficult for the CTs. A lot of rifles lost in the process. And Magilla's reaction says it all. This is a little bit disappointing. You win the pistol, but you lose the follow-up. So it's the double SMG, triple pistol type of purchase. One defuse kit in the mix as well. This one's going to be handled by Used Man.
Magilla is going to be a critical part of this defensive ahead, but when he's forced away as the smoke dissipates, he was really hoping to put that to good use. bond1e, they want to push forward and use Magilla as that leverage point. Mikey only good for one, will be traded immediately, and with the smoke still present, Magilla has to delay. When he's not able to do so, it's going to be quickly back over to B. Shuriken comes in from behind, but a double swing in from Woozy, and Neofrag was supposed to be enough to deal with them. It's not. 2 versus 3, and the CTs might have lost out a fair bit of HP in that exchange, but as a bomb is being planted for tunnels, MoriiSko has to secure them. Will do so. 2v2, flashes galore. Shuriken finds MoriiSko. Kafida with it all to do. Rel comes over, swings around for the dig. It's right to the face. And bond1e, listen, that call really hinged on finding more out of middle, but when they win that 2v2 coming up from short, that's huge.
I'm actually surprised that I think it was Woozy and someone else in towards middle. They needed such a long time to turn around and anticipate the short push. Mikey dies and sees 2 more players pushing short after getting 1 kill. You get the kill on middle. You know there's 1 B player. You definitely turn around and expect these guys to put up a fight. You definitely should have been ready for something like this. And they then get both these kills. Feels like there might have been a better way to react than the dink out of the MP7 from Useman is absolutely key onto MoriiSko in the tunnels, makes them susceptible to going down to the HE. It was around a thin margins, this one.
Faster play up through short. They want to give themselves a lot more breathing room over here, UNiTY. But with the CTs already having a smoke down, you can't make your way over to the bomb site. Flashes galore, MoriiSko's blind, Magilla coming in from behind. It is going to be a disaster class out on the safe site. Where UNiTY tried to find solace and speed. Instead, they're going to find nothing but death.
Ooh.
Woozy.
Nice
I'm eating my
double.
words, they're eating his bullets. Head spotted out, can't trace through the kill. And now he's forced away, 33 HP. Almost good for number 3, but it's not enough.
Yeah, that could have been a good opportunity there for Woozy to go absolutely nuclear. Especially after the 2 kills on the bomb site. It was a 2v5 attempt, you find a bunch, but you don't get a bomb plant. Money's now running out, and Neofrag is going to have to dig deep to find a solution here. They've picked up only 1 round after the start of this half. And it feels like after winning that force buy in round number 2, they had to run away with it, but that previous one broke them a little bit. There's attack from the scout. Yeah, he's an IGO now. If he's playing a scout on an eco round on Dust2 on the T side, he's an IGO.
Well, let's see if he can add a shot with it. Boost up over here would certainly give him an opportunity. Rel, head spotted, position revealed. And retreat secured. Peek back out in the middle is certainly very risky. It is going to be Neofrag who finally gets put down. Preledin, tagged or not, he's the one getting kills.
Oh, They've seen the car player and the one in CT. The scout does go down, though, and it's the Glocks to get the kill onto Streaken. They're not winning the round, but they're just being annoying with it. Pretty much the going around like this. You just try and make it as expensive as possible, get a bunch of kills. Is going to be all right. I'm not sure if Mikey's got...
Is this scout
it is the
recoverable?
Scout. Yeah, it is the scout on short.
Yeah. Come on, Mikey. Predators low. No issues with the hair. Okay. Lead taken once again by bond1e. The CT side is looking good from them. Where UNiTY had their own CT side illustrated with a lot of interesting pushes, a lot of backstabs that they're finding off the back of good timings. Now you're getting to see something more firepower aligned, more multi-kills, more, hey, if I dodge a flash, I will get two. Well, a grenade to pop open the smoke over here would certainly help, but he's also worried about what the boosting duo are going to have to deal with. Pop on the smoke, and the timing couldn't be better. Neofrag walks into the jaws of death, and Rel is ready to clamp down. Mikey, with the smoke finishing up, realizes there wasn't just one player in mid, there's three. That gives him a chance to start pushing forward into long. MoriiSko has to be careful about the car presence that he should have at least an idea is possibly going to be there. Streaken, however, doubles up regardless, and Magilla, who's playing the bait and switch, realizes, wait, we can switch and then switch again?
That's been a little bit of a tough one for UNiTY, but it's a good round out of bond1e, isn't it? You just throw a Hail Mary play, not even a Hail Mary, but just a big spanner into the works in the middle of the round. You break the smoke, Oper gets the kill. That means that they're not going to be as ready for two more players being on the tower. And Mikey just tries to go up Xbox and couldn't believe what he sees. And they didn't really have a lot of utility in this round, by the way. Just one smoke for CT, but no molly for car, no flashes to go over, so it was always going to be a very difficult one to squeeze in. First tactical timeout for UNiTY. A little bit surprised this is how long they needed to get replay involved. Maybe he does have a solution for it though, but bond1e have been playing good Counter-Strike on that CT side. And as we can see, the vibes are absolutely immaculate. Maybe someone's remembered a very nice joke. What's your favorite joke?
I've got a couple of good ones, actually. I'll translate one of them into English for you. So this isn't exactly like a traditional joke, but it's just like a funny thing I read. So do you know how we have truck art in the subcontinent in like South Asia? Are you aware of this?
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
so I'd tell everyone at home.
Like graffiti
sort of
on big trucks.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Just Google Pakistani truck art. It's this very beautiful, like hyper artistic expression, and it's also one of those things that all of the brands and everyone tries to use whenever they're trying to look quote unquote cultural.
Okay.
And a lot of them have like poems or just verses from poems written in the back as well, and sometimes they're quite funny. I remember one very distinctly, and what it said was, "If only the father of every beautiful woman would die. If only the father of every beautiful woman would die. For the funeral, we would be there to hold them as they cry."
Right.
It's so out of pocket and ridiculous. I remember seeing that on the road and cracking up while I was driving. This is so unreasonable.
I won't lie, when I asked you for your favorite joke, I didn't think we'd go that direction.
Well, you never know which direction a truck is going.
Oh, hopefully you do if you're driving past one.
Well, you know, not in my part of the world.
Yeah.
They don't drive very well here.
Sure, yeah. Round 19 has started. How by? And we do get to see that B split that they wanted to do, only that this time it's a little bit quicker and a little bit less successful as of right now.
What is Usman doing, man?
Turnaround. He wasn't the one to get the first kill, but it still looked very impressive from his POV. gosh. Useman is very warmed up.
It's going to be interesting over here. To see if he can continue on with his form. I've been very impressed with a couple of the rounds from him, and the idea that obviously we're getting such a different look from his man compared to what we have from Smuya, who is coming into replace. This is much more of, hey, I'm going to be the stable anchor player. If you're coming to my side, I'll probably just get the kills I need to, and I'll look good doing it. But now, it's proactivity. Now, it's trying to find MoriiSko, but with MoriiSko there to back him up, he decides maybe this is a fight he'd rather not take.
Ooh. He does decide to swing. Op spotted. So now you do have the information why they were trying to go for the aggressive play. They had the op towards the back. You could try and take a little bit of space back in towards long or short now if you're on the T side. Gotta be careful with middle though. Now you've spotted the op on B. They had control in towards middle for the majority of the time. You probably want to go and hit short. You know there's a bunch of people, including the op on the left-hand side of the map. Oh, what a nade.
Grenade is chunky.
There's another one.
And Neofrag does manage to dodge that damage. But if he'd started that retreat, maybe he's saying goodbye. Preledin smells blood right now.
They do go back into a B play though. This is a very good call. They're gonna fake short. Everything was screaming an A play. They spotted the bomb as well and towards short the CTs. This is a good call, but they need to deal with the op.
And they don't really have that many flashes to try and do it. They're playing full contact in, but Rel misses the shot. That's one way of dealing with the op. Usman, however, cannot be dealt with. This is what I'm talking about. That's the anchor player they need. Preledin smells that blood. Now, he eats it right up. That is insanity from Usman.
What a hold. The Lithuanian has just fit in like a glove to this bond1e side. He's been so impactful in so many of these moments. Look at him. The Oprah goes down. Useman, 1 second, third. Holds mouse 1, mows them down, loses 27 HP in the process over a triple kill. 9 HP per kill. He's been so instrumental for their success in towards the B-bomb side. I know the scoreboard reads only 13 kills, but the impact has been absolutely immaculate.
At least 8 of them have just been in stalwart defense of this B side, it feels like. But this round, last round, the round before that. Usman's been a man to watch out for, a very stable pair of hands. It's a threat of a mid to be. But really only the threat. The slurk smoke is going to be finishing very soon. MoriiSko loses his life as he doesn't fully commit. Preledin gets the better of him. And as the push comes in from tunnels instead, Usman once again will find his 1 at the very least. Keeps himself alive. The double kill machine is now looking for 3. And as it's going to be Woozy turned around, bond1e will find round number 13. They look like they might have been knocked out of the game. UNiTY picked up so much momentum to the tail end of that first half, but momentum does not matter apparently, Ted.
No, it doesn't. Only 1 round is what they get on that T side. And I'm a little bit shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. After the, as you pointed out, comes down to this map. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games, lost only 1 to Metasport, but beat Metasport, G2 Ares, and Qual4 in a 13-7 fashion. In reality, though, this Dust2 was actually quite comfortable for bond1e, right? Bar the first half. Second half was where things fell apart for UNiTY. CT side was good. They got a 7-5. Bar losing the pistol round and the conversions. They got only 1 round on the T side out of 9 they played. And that was a half buy that they used to, I guess, just swing short and hope for the best. So going into this one, Mamoon, I'm not really sure if we're still siding with UNiTY. I would still say that the reason inside of me says, the voice of reason says this one should be going all the way. But hey, we never know. bond1e have looked pretty damn impressive.
Bondi wanted to come through and look impressive on more than just the one map, and it's Magilla who starts off with contact out to Boiler, where he gets contact, but he gets scratched on his face more than anything else. You ever been scratched by a cat, Ted?
Yeah, I do have a cat, so I have been.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. It's not real damage, but it feels painful.
It really does depend, yeah. It really does depend. It's not real damage, but it could be a bit annoying.
Well, maybe Magilla can be annoying right back over. Comes through. Neofrag's taken down. 1 for 1. Might not be enough, though. Putting the dualies out in an aggressive position in A. It's an interesting strat. Bondi will have to rely on a retake without a kit.
Yeah, they're quite close and nearby, though, so this is not impossible. They do have the flash to try and cross into the bomb side, and MoriiSko's DC, this is going to help.
Defeater. It's incredibly tricky on Dust2. Streaking is in with 2. How has he moved, boss? There's going to be conversations about this round, Ted. I can tell you that much. This review is going to start with a pistol round.
Yeah, that technical disconnect, that issue that MoriiSko has, the DC midway through, well, right before the retake goes off, this is very unfortunate for the T side. No two ways about it. A 3v4 is still doable. They don't make it work. Shout out to Streakin for getting the double kill on the bomb side, but this is very upsetting if you are UNiTY. You get the 1 for 1 onto the first player, you make it onto the bomb side, and MoriiSko just DCs and you can't restart the round because of the kill. It just gives them an automatic advantage on the retake, makes it a lot easier. And I believe we've lost MoriiSko's camera as well. Hopefully it's not an electricity outage type of issue.
Does that happen a lot in the Czech Republic?
Well, I wouldn't know. I have no clue. I've never been in the Czech Republic, actually.
Okay.
Never been there, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was so shocked the first time I found out that, oh my god, you guys in Europe also have power outages. Wow. Yeah. Look at you guys in your developing countries. As I say that with 8 hours of power outages a day, like this is back in 2016. Now it's good. Now we don't have as many power outages. Like, look at those nerds.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you live. There's certain areas, even where I live, there's certain areas where a lot more often you would be left without hot water, or your electricity would be going out. It really does depend on what type of pipes you're connected to, what type of an electricity, like these small buildings, I'm not sure how they're called, you're connected to.
See, now I'm confused by the buildings.
It's like it is like an electricity, like central building that just provides electricity for an entire neighborhood or whatever. But you have smaller ones that, for example, are going to be responsible for just your part of the street, for a couple of, buildings.
A transformer?
Yeah, it's a transformer. Thank you. It's a big transformer. Yeah.
Got it.
So it does depend on all of this, at least where I live. So
have you ever heard a transformer like blow up?
Oh yeah. One blew up nearby me like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a backup power supply. It's on a generator. It automatically switches to it. I don't know if you guys call it the same thing. We call it a UPS.
Yeah, a UPS.
Okay, so my UPS, one of the scariest things ever during a class is whenever you hear like a transformer just blow up, and especially if you've not been having your electricity sort of go out for a couple of months, up to like a year or two. Sometimes what happens is that your UPS batteries, they've kind of rusted through because you've not been as diligent in replacing their battery water and everything like that. Sure. So in that situation, like 5 minutes into the power outage, and you know it's going to be a long one because you've heard the transformer blow up, the UPS starts going like beep, beep, and you're commentating, and you know you've got about 8 minutes of battery left, and you need to figure this out, but the transformer's not going to fix itself. Nothing's going on. You can't stop being on air. You're just calling all of your commentator friends. You're like, bro, please, I'm sending you this VMix link. Please tell me if you can get on for this.
Sure.
Ugh. I've been there.
You probably felt like NeoFrag's feeling right now.
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah. We will give you an update the moment we have it, guys. We're still waiting on information on what exactly has happened with MoriiSko and whether he's going to be able to come back in time. So yeah, he's got some DC problems is what we got. I would imagine that is disconnect problems. So apparently he
Is this the nicest desk setup we've had? Just nice, white.
It's
clean.
very clean. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
You know, this is the part I struggle with. This is where I think I made a wrong choice because I got he's got a white desk. I got a black one, and I think on black desks they collect more dust. There was something about that, right? Or you see it more, so you need to clean them. You need to clean them up a lot more often.
Yeah.
And I think I made a mistake with this. Also, I am using, because it's a pretty large desk I got, I'm using it as a storage thingy. So there's a bunch of random stuff on it. McGill has been able to keep his very clean.
Yeah, dude, I've got a huge black desk as well, and it is. I have to dust it off like 4 times a day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We also have just a lot more dust in Pakistan than you guys do. This
Sure.
was something that I didn't realize. So one of the first time I traveled abroad to someone's house and not like staying in like a hotel or something was when my brother moved abroad to Italy. This is a while back. And when I went there, and I just noticed that dust just doesn't accumulate. Like, what is going on over here? You get as much dust in like a week and a half as we do in a day. And that's when I realized that the level of dust actually varies by geography and from country to country. And I never even thought that that's a thing. It just felt like such an automatic assumed part of life.
Yeah. Well, thankfully.
He's got a measuring tape out now, bro. What's going on here? I said your desk was good, and now you're trying to give me specifications? This isn't your config. I can't just paste it into a console.
He's just he's just looking at how high the ceiling is, I think.
I have a friend who works as a sort of like a graphic designer, video editor sometimes, and she has problems with her attention span, and she was telling me this yesterday, that she sets up her room in a way where she has a lot of distractions, and I was like, wow, that doesn't make sense. Like, how does that help if you've got attention problems? She says, look, I'm inevitably going to get distracted, but if I route my distractions in a way where I know I'm going to get distracted and then distracted from the distraction, and eventually I'm going to end back at my desk to do my work. So I cut down my time where I've just spent on like a side quest by at least half an hour a day, and that's how I get my productivity up. And I just thought this is the weirdest way to set things up. Bro, honestly, me too, for real. Magilla, buddy.
Yeah, that's one for the Tinder profile, buddy.
I think my keyboard is just as big. Yeah, dude.
That's him.
I know that. Yeah.
God.
Guys, I need everyone to start carrying measuring tapes from now on. He's looking nervous
here.
now.
MoriiSko's here. We've got a Windows update situation.
My Windows is updating, and I just seen this guy's measuring tape.
I think I actually like MoriiSko's style. You know, he's got a cool T-shirt, beard's well trimmed.
Yeah, but where's his measuring tape? The ultimate modern day accessory.
McGill is the only one who's got his.
He's just ahead of the curve, man.
Quite literally ahead of the curve, yeah.
Oh, God. Look at how nervous he is. You know.
Yeah, he's a bit pissed.
That's what's kind of why does he have a soundproofing? Like,
it's actually good. I think it's very nice, especially if you are playing up until very late. Imagine you're not living alone, right? And or the walls are pretty thin and you have neighbors. You don't want to wake people up in the middle of the night when you're playing Counter-Strike. So, you know,
right.
You wanna make sure it's a bit isolated.
It also probably means that if you punch the wall, it doesn't hurt as much. Have you tried
but
punching
it's very,
soundproofing?
yes, it's very easy to break soundproofing. I mean, I've not tried to punch it, but I've put on soundproofing before, and it's very easy to break it interior. So you probably don't want to punch it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And now we're looking for gold. Magilla is the walking content of this technical timeout. Why does he have a towel on his legs?
That's what I was thinking as well. Like,
you know what? I don't want to know the answer after the measurement.
Some questions shouldn't be asked.
I don't want to know the answer. All I'm saying is, if that towel raises up, I'm quitting.
Wait for him to get some headshots.
No.
Oh God.
I want to see McGill and James on the same team. I think they'll get on well enough.
This is the kind of play you want to have in an exhibition match, not these like Danish players who take it super seriously. Shout out to Copenhagen Flames one time. Now you've got 2 mouse pads. One you're using for putting a glass of water on. The things that gamers will do to avoid just buying a good-looking coaster. Oh. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. That's not very good, is it?
God. Well, let's see. Does he have any more? Yeah. He's opening stickers. Do we get a gold?
Whoa.
Right.
Oh, all right. He's realized that this might be an exercise in futility. No, it's not. I'm gonna get one for sure this time. I'm coming for you. Where are you, my little capsule?
As long as he has more capsules, might as well keep.
Where are you, my little capsule? Come on.
Nope.
Ah. Oh. Time is resumed. He's realized it as well. And we are gonna get into the second round. Goddamn.
All right, for those of you that are just joining in and have been here for a couple of minutes, because it has been a while, this is round number 2 of the second map of the game between bond1e and UNiTY. It's a winner's matchup in Group C. Here at the Lorgar Rankings Closed Qualifier, winner of this one will go over into the play-ins, a double elimination bracket to fight for a spot into the Lorgar Ranking Season 1, which is going to be a 50k LAN event in Barcelona, happening on the 25th and 26th of April. bond1e did win map 1, which was Dust2, their own map pick. And now we're on Inferno, which was picked by the Czech side. bond1e did get the pistol, which was to some extent a sign of fate. And fate did have its play in it, because MoriiSko did get disconnected in a 4v4 post plan for UNiTY, making it a 3v4. Thus bond1e winning it, but the force buy is coming in for UNiTY.
Well, okay.
They felt the nade. They couldn't break the smoke. Now the bomb's been dropped.
And Rel's made a lot of money off the back of it. UNiTY's force buy suddenly feels incredibly dry. MoriiSko, back in it he goes. Magilla finds him turned away. I mean, could not be better. No smokes over here. Rel's just going to push forward and force him down and out. This is good money coming through for bond1e, as they will be able to save most of their rifles moving into that next round. And they'll have an anti-eco to try and make quick work off.
UNiTY are looking a little bit checked out at times. It's one of these teams where some weird moments just occur out of nowhere, and they stop them in important rounds, but you can definitely see the potential. Issue is now you've allowed bond1e to start off potentially in a 3-0 fashion. Looking forward to seeing where the 4 HEs will go. You could nade car, you could nade sandbags. There's 3 of them towards the car. No one to welcome though. And they will get a couple in response. They should get farmed up.
Rel's out and about. He's owing these fields, having a good time. Was Mons there as well. 3-0 stop. bond1e could not answer better.
Yeah, and Usman gets a 4-piece, by the way. He was one of the multi-kill demons on Dust2, especially in towards that B-bomb side on the CT side for the side of bond1e. the stand-in for Smuya, going for the swing on the back of the flash, able to get a triple with the M4, one more on the USB. Good work coming out of bond1e so far. First buy round out of UNiTY though, and this is where things should get a little bit more interesting. bond1e win this one cleanly. UNiTY's in a whole lot of trouble, but if NeoFrag can go pick it up, then we might have a game on our hands.
Mikey's really wanting to go for this HE pop again. No, he pushes through the smoke while not clearing out inside. Flash will be dodged. Streakin gets two. He just cannot be defeated. Immovable. Out on banana. NeoFrag, you've got the bomb. You have to be very careful.
They just didn't recognize the timing. They threw one molly in towards banana, in towards car, and they just thought, okay, no one would have pushed past it, right? They just didn't recognize that Mikey didn't have the first spawn on the T side, and that there could have been someone on the CT side to have the first spawn, thus to be a little bit quicker than Mikey.
That's big, because now suddenly it's going to be a 1 versus 2 for McGill over here as well, and measuring tape or not, he's going to have to try and come through,
nice
measure
flash.
out these angles. Very nicely done. Prolidin with a flash to help is going to make it look easy.
Yeah, it was great. It was the jiggle for McGill to get the information. You might have thought he actually slowed it down and peeked too wide after that, but he just waited for the flash to come through. Both of them fully blinded. He gets the first kill on the player that was blindsided looking towards the arch. Second player couldn't see a thing.
Oh, Prolidin is going to be able to get the headshot onto NeoFrag as well. He's happy to lose his MP9 on top of it all. Even if that next round would have been still some farming capabilities, you can now just pick up the rifle. Coming into round number 5. bond1e, you couldn't ask for a better start on your enemy's map pick.
Yeah, UNiTY are looking very, very rushed. It's kind of like they're doing some things a little bit randomized. Feels like they know what they want to do, but the execution is lacking a little bit. We see the tactical timeout. I do feel like it's one of these teams where the idea is there. It could be a good idea. It could work out, but sometimes it doesn't really feel like everyone's aligned. Everyone's on the same page with how things should be executed, you know? So even if the calls of NeoFrag are good, which of course we can't really know because things are just getting annihilated in the midst of everything happening, but in reality it's not too bad to let the CTs take control in towards banana, then retake it later on. The base idea is not it's not terrible, is where I'm going with this, but the execution is far from optimal, and this is something you need to focus on a little bit. You've been able to get 5 kills over 4 rounds of action across all 5 of your players, and both McGill and Usman have 5 as well.
Not the best of numbers for reassurance if you're looking for it. Streakin pushes forward, waiting for them to come through. Hello and goodbye. Streakin, where's there's one, there's two. Streakin just having a ball.
Short walk. That's for sure. Gambling on. McGill has got it covered. Kefita gets taken down. It's another round where they just get absolutely mowed down. NeoFrag a little bit fortunate that the Molotov does get extinguished. And yet, a 2 versus 5. They technically do get a 2v2 on the B bomb side, which is terrifying. It's just the layout of the map, how it works. But you need to be very clinical in these entries, and both these CTs are just going to be playing for the information. They have the utility to delay.
Osman starts to rotate back out towards the B bomb side over here as well, and a boost up for NeoFrag is where they're searching for high ground, but this is not Star Wars. Nor is it Dota. High ground doesn't feel particularly helpful over here. They will have to back off to try and save this AK-47. And they're committing down to this. And of course, trying to have your money all together, it's useful, but the rest of NeoFrag's team can buy over here regardless. So with 10 seconds left on the clock, there's reason to try and save. That reason is going to then be secure. NeoFrag can move out of there back towards spawn, and they will have a buy around this AK in the next round. He also has enough money to be able to get utility as well.
Yeah, this defense is looking very, very decent. You do hold on to the AK, which is not too bad of an ordeal, but again, just walking through the smoke, streak and playing up in front, able to punish. Magilla catches that timing in towards short. Everything is just falling into place so nicely for bond1e. And let's not forget, this is not a proper team. This is a mix of players, but they have been playing like a proper team. And if you want to start playing like a proper player, get ready to play with Lorgar. Go and check them out, of course. The people responsible for this entire tournament happening, the main people behind it, alongside StarLadder. And you can take part in a giveaway of 30 prizes from Lorgar, only for Lorgar Rankings viewers. A gaming PC chair, racing cockpit, and much more. You can follow the link in the chat. He did get the kill. Ooh, all right.
Oh, indeed.
There's one more player on B.
They have to go back for the bomb, and that's actually what's going to help them out. It's going to be an A-side commitment.
Is it helping him out, though?
No way.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Magilla should know they don't have the bomb. He definitely does. He's just going to keep searching for it in towards the spawn. He's walked right over it. Did he see it?
He doesn't clock it.
Maybe he did on the minimap.
I don't think you do unless it actually enters your field of vision.
Now he's heard the steps. He's 100% heard MoriiSko. Does MoriiSko go B? He does. Magilla's heard it. He knows. At least
he can't hurry up. He can't accelerate.
Seconds. Smoke will confirm it, so now he can run for a little bit, but we'll still need to shift to make sure that he doesn't give away the sound cue. How does MoriiSko want to play this? He's going back B. He's going
Magilla's already here. He's got the angle. Magilla gets the kill as well. Oh my days. Woozy, what more can you ask? Don't answer picking up the bomb, okay? Like, I get it. You can ask that. That's actually pretty fair ask. You know what? You can ask for more.
It's not getting better. It really isn't getting any better for UNiTY. A 6-0 start. You get all the kills across the map, but you're not ready for the last player on B, and you just go back for the bomb, and you didn't really know where Magilla could have been. You waste a little bit of time waiting behind the smoke. He gets the kill, and he just plays you like a fiddle. Mikey had to register a kill. Kefita on 1 frag. Woozy, NeoFrag, and MoriiSko combining for 10 kills. But the entire lineup of UNiTY has 11. This is 6 rounds in. They're getting almost 2 kills per round on average as a team. Quite far from where you want to be on that T side.
Putting it lightly. You really feel like they're just asking for some sort of mistake to be made more than anything else. And MoriiSko's got his knife out. He's going to be caught out by Magilla, who's just... He's untouchable. He's 9-1 in 6 rounds. He's rotating back. He's expecting that to be a solitary lurker. Now, that could be the error UNiTY finally exploit, but that still relies on speed.
It's still a good setup. They still have the crossfire, and there's a bunch of players low on HP on UNiTY. 35 seconds they have to go, and Magilla just now starts rotating back because of the R smokes.
Flashes will alert him to the idea that this is still going to be an A-side hit, but they're being cautious. Streakin comes in for the rotate late. He's got an incendiary as well. If need be, Magilla pushes through the smoke. You just cannot touch this man right now. They don't lose a single player.
This is so clean. It's absolutely shocking, by the way. This game was supposed to be, if a 2-0 in favor of UNiTY, especially with Smooya not being here, with bond1e being a mixed team. But it's the Lithuanian and 1 Latvian in the mix, absolutely torturing the Czechoslovakian team on the server today. This is Inferno. This is their bread and butter for UNiTY. The bread and butter of NeoFrag as well. Mikey 0-7. Kefita 1-7. It's not the fact that they're losing the rounds, it's the fact that they can't even get the frags. They can't even make them relatively close.
And this is just Exhibit A. Magilla again coming in from behind. Woozy, another multi-kill coming through from him. Last time it was 3. This time still a chance to find it, especially if there's going to be a push through the smoke. Like Woozy's making noise, waiting for the push to come through. Solid on the headshot, looking for the ace with a bomb picked up and plenty of time. CTs do at the very least feel the idea this could go wrong, but for Rel, that idea doesn't even cross his mind.
A 1 versus 5 clutch would have been one way to get your team on the board. It was a good attempt coming out of Uzi. Definitely the closest they've been to winning a round, but look at the shutdown again. Preledon deploys the smoke. Magilla just lets them cross, gets a double. It's a nice attempt out of the Opera on the Digo and the AK. And at this point, you just need a miracle. You need the stars to align. You need the moon to turn red.
Okay. I'll start working on it, I guess.
Talking about the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant the other moon. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That's fine.
I was gonna hold my breath for a very long time and see if they went around.
You can try it. Maybe it works.
Okay.
Oh god. All right, he's gone now. He's
I can't cast and hold my breath at the same time.
What is
Sorry,
that?
Ted.
Is that holding?
I tried.
Is that you holding your breath, or is that the F1 car getting its tears?
I'm holding my breath and
It's
trying to
just a
cast at
tire
the same time,
replacement.
Ted. Gotta do what we're paid to do over here, and UNiTY right now don't look like they're getting a lot of money out of this one. Streaking. Another big kill out of Banana and a flashbang where he's just backed off, doesn't even try to play with the fire of spraying through the smoke. Magilla's pushing forward again. And at this point, Kefida, he does have an advantage. It's not quite a perfect one. Magilla still has time to be able to turn around with the way his cross is going. Oh, God, no. Prelid, and this time it could not be worse for Kefida. He's going to be caught with the smoke in his hand. Prelid peeks forward, but Kefida backs off. I don't know if the smoke trajectory would have been spotted, but with Predator clearing out middle, they can at least guarantee this is going to be a 2-man setup on the B-bomb site to try and defend. Predator again coming in from behind.
He's heard everything. They just need to try and delay. He's going to be so quick. Woozy's thinking about it, though. This is a big kill. Do they want to go back?
No, they don't.
All right.
They get it done with a team ace. It's the power of friendship, Ted. I knew holding my breath would work.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. They just needed a change of tires. That's it.
Yeah.
Is the classic Counter-Strike source. Fun fact, by the way. Bar the fact that obviously this entire event is presented by Lorgar, and we're all ready to play. A couple of days ago, Dust2 turned 25 years old. March 2001 is when Dust2 came out.
That would have been a very fun fact.
Yeah.
If you told me on Dust2.
Oh yeah, you know what? We were actually there. Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. When I saw CS Source, I just thought old Counter-Strike, and my mind connected the dots.
Okay. CTs do give up a fair bit of control out towards Banana. Okay, that's a lot of fire.
Flash in. Neo frags dead. Anti-flash Mikey. Good refrag. Uzi still low on HP though, so you would argue that the CTs are in a relatively better position. And they still have a decent amount of U2. Raul's got another smoke to replenish. Magilla's arriving on the rotation with an HE and a flash. That HE could be, if placed well, massive. It's decent.
Well, at least it's sizable.
Yeah, something.
Maybe not massive.
Is he leaving? He is.
They don't have any Archer's presence, and that's what he's trying to make up for. With the smoke down, they think Rel can hold on to this one, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Molotov lined up from Uzi. Comes over to his exact position. Rel forced to relocate away. Magilla with a flashbang over, out, and outs out Rel, even if it's not going to be a flashed up player. The rest of the team can't refrag quite as quickly. Magilla brings it back to a 3 versus 2, and with both Kafida and Woozy being worse for wear, Kafida loses most of his life as well. This is going to come down to straight headshots for the AKs, otherwise no way of winning this round. And Woozy, well, he's about to find that fact out. Usman, quick to close and bring them up to 9 for bond1e.
This is looking like a very, very quick game. Can't even believe it after yesterday, by the way. We might actually get a 2-0 here. And it's a 2-0 for bond1e as well. Who would have thought that one was coming? In a group with UNiTY and the Basement Boys, bond1e playing the Basement Boys in the first game, besting them in such a tough and long game, but actually dominating them on Ancient, and then going into the winners matchup of Group C. A 13-8 on Dust2 against UNiTY on map 1. This one could be even uglier. Nice nade.
That's a lot of footsteps, and that's a very nice nade back over as well.
They've got 4 players on B right now, by the way.
It's really not getting better over here for the T side, but maybe they can just overrun. 4 players on B just means more players to kill. Also means more players to fight back. Kafida decides he'd rather not have.
They're running back on
to deal
W.
with.
This is audible. McGillis heard him. He can just push behind the smoke. They know it's A now.
There's also a lot of utility over here for Predator if he wants to use it. Kafida is so convinced that everyone was out over towards B, and he's going to lose his life over here. Predator, easy freebie on the first. The second fights back, and Neofrag does more than that, makes it a 1 versus 1. Magilla, the untouchable man, is about to be hoodwinked though. Magilla, oh my god! It's a 1v1, dude. He could just come out from the side of the smoke and kill you. You've got an M4A1.
I'm not sure if you realized what he did, but he was running all the way. He ran full W through short. I think this is when Neofrag starts pushing the smoke, but he wanted to push it on shift. He thought that maybe Magilla would stop for a second. Magilla was running all the way. He had no intentions of hiding where he was coming from. He was just playing this one full W and just spamming him through the smoke. This is how much confidence they're playing with right now. And it's a team effort, but Magilla's putting on an absolute shift and a half. He's 15-4. Look at the size of him now.
He's huge. Bring out the measuring tape again.
Absolutely massive.
See, he's being nice to you, Ted. Because now you can't see the towel.
I think I prefer it that way.
Yeah, exactly. He's being nice.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. 10-1. This is UNiTY's map pick.
Really is. And it could be a 13-1. It's a 10-1 CT side so far. UNiTY are just collapsing. Yet to have a player on double-digit kills. Mikey's going to inhale another big HE, and Neofrag burned down to a crisp. Another molly on top of Mikey. Decides to power through, and yeah, it might be time to back off. Banana control once again established for the CT side.
Smoke out towards the apartments. bond1e are already recommitting back over to the B bomb site because they're so convinced this is not going to be an A finish.
And they were doing this without an oper, by the way. I just realized it. I mean, I know Magilla's oped before, but Rew oped on the first map. Magilla's oping on Inferno. Oping just doesn't matter, man.
What matters more than the op is the vibes, and right now they are vibing it through. Magilla stays here. When he loses, there's multiple players. He can't get the flick, and look, the tag's nice and all, but it's still a 5 versus 2. And both CTs being split up. Simultaneous op kills coming out for the T side. UNiTY get 2.
Yeah, Neofrag's trying to hype up the boys, by the way. You saw his reaction there. He's a bit happy that they were able to pick up a round. It's good that he is doing his best to try and, you know, keep them present, keep them believing. but this is
Yeah.
all possible. Whether it's really possible, well, this is an entirely different idea, but it's just a good sign for the IGL that he doesn't seem to lose fate.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta lie. That's a happy chicken. Chicken.
Who doesn't love some good old chicken?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vegas don't love it.
Well, I mean, they do
Well,
love it,
no,
actually.
they do in a different
They
way.
really love it.
Yeah.
They love it more than anyone else does.
Oh, I doubt that. I
Okay.
think I love it more.
All right. I believe you. 4-11 for Mikey, and listen, that's not to disparage him. The rest of his teammates' scores aren't looking like the best either. But it doesn't fill you up with hope for this 1 versus 1. bond1e are taking their sweet time with it, and that time just gets sweeter and sweeter by the second and by the kill.
Even the way that they're walking into some of these angles is like, it's like you're sometimes, you know, when people are not putting the effort to jiggle something or to strafe into a peak, they just walk in on shift, which especially in CS2 is just very easy to punish.
You know what they say, man, these peaks don't jiggle, they fold, and Kifida is doing well over here regardless. Pushes out into the open, MoriiSko. USB looked pretty on the first one, but first is not enough. It's still a 3 versus 2, and the CTs have been boxed in underneath shelter. Woozy will fall, and with Kifida revealing his position, Usman is there to quickly close out. 11-2, bond1e take the pistol.
I think it's been a while since I've seen a team with so many Lithuanian players actually play that well. This could be a revelation for the Lithuanian scene.
Yeah.
In general, the Baltics have spent a little bit of time without, you know, serious representations in the form of more than 1 or 2 players from the same country. I think as of right now, the only maybe one of the teams that you're going to be thinking about is probably, I don't know, Semperfi with Keenan Shady that is playing on a remotely higher level.
It's the first time I've heard Semperfi being referred to as the Baltic team, but yeah, they do have a lot of representation in there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, in general, they are one of the best Australian, if not the best Australian team right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Of course, Baltics might not have representation when it comes to, you know, the Counter-Strike scene at all times, but where they do have representation is having Lorgar, because we've got Baltic Data, which is the official partner of Lorgar in Latvia, and you can click the banner below the stream and take advantage of an exclusive offer only for Lorgar Rankings viewers.
Hell yeah. Sign up to that giveaway, baby.
Ooh, yeah. This is a lot of noise being made by the B side, but it feels like they've been making noise all game long. The Molotov that is sent into the face of Tree, that is... It's a little bit egregious, but Preledin is hoping that he can still find recovery. It's a 1 versus 2, and he might not have the bomb, but he's got information on the first. And well, not just information, brings it back to a 1v1, pushes out through the smoke, will be able to recover the bomb. And with Neofrag only having an MP9 to pick up en route, Preledin didn't really want to look down to find the exact place where the bomb was, also just clearing out everything that he can, and that process betrays him.
That was a little bit tricky.
UNiTY.
It was a 1v4 for Preledin initially. He's still able to get 3 kills, which is going to keep the CT side economy at bay a little bit. Tees need to go for a force buy though. This is a bit of an open door for UNiTY. I know they're far away and it's a little bit ludicrous at this point to be considering a comeback, but they can at least make it a little bit more competitive from here on out. An opportunity has been provided, an open window, if you will. And how do they want to approach this? Now, they don't have a single flash, and they've already lost streak, and they have 1 more smoke, and they've been peppered by utility and bullets. MoriiSko, careful now. Able to stop that Tech 9 of Usman.
I'm still worried about this round regardless because Mikey's out in the open and there's a lot of players peeking into him. Prelidin with the deagle. And Magilla doesn't reveal. I don't think NeoFrag knows what's going on with Magilla's position. Magilla backs off. He's found some safety. And MoriiSko's on an island, but he's got elevation.
Oh, no.
With the lighthouse there, Magilla picks up another one. Bomb gets planted down. Prelidin recovers the M4, and he's got his chance now for his big moment that was denied in the previous round. NeoFrag. Smoke is down. Rel with the deagle will use it to reposition. Rel's happy for the smoke. He's on 4 HP. That gives him space to come back over. And Prelidin, I mean, peeks forward, loses his life for it, but he does enough damage when NeoFrag is in 1 bullet territory. Rel's inside the smoke, and NeoFrag doesn't have time anymore to get the defuse. He knows it as well. He'll have to back off.
The defuse kit was up and towards the apartments.
2 in a row.
Yeah, the defuse kit has dropped an apps. Look at it on the minimap. He couldn't pick it up. It was too uncomfortable, even though he gets the kill. And Rel will even go down to the bomb, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. That was just pistols, and they just can't seem to catch a break right now, UNiTY. They can't even make it a little bit less annoying of a score. A little bit less disappointing. Look at some of these shots from the pistols. The 1 deke as well coming out of Prelidin, who's been so laser sharp. Magilla getting his piece of the pie on long. Yeah, that's him.
He's right.
That's the big Tech 9 energy.
It's true. 16 and 8 right now. NeoFrag wants to push forward. Oh god, he's good for the first. Make it 2 in through the smoke. Magilla will fall as well. bond1e might be having a little bit too much fun.
I mean, it is a very funny game for them to be playing, right? Magilla's showing us what 16.9 inches of pure firepower look like. 9 rounds ahead. Even if they do lose this one, in reality, they will get many opportunities to close. Scout misses, and they should be able to deal with this one very easily. Streakin will still try and make it a little bit expensive, but especially on the low HP he's on, just 7 points of health, should be basically impossible to get anything out of this. He might actually get a bomb plant. That's yeah, that's crazy. Nope, he won't do it. Oh my goodness, no way.
Okay. I don't know what to say there, if I'm being honest.
Well, he's got a bomb plant somehow. Yeah, that reaction out of Kefira says it all. He just peeked with a molly in hand.
Okay. That's all I've got, man. Okay. You kind of do want to see bond1e just go for an eco over here. Allow UNiTY to get 2 in a row. Well, it's a grenade that gives Rel a little bit of kick in the butt. Woozy. He's faced down by quite a few. He's got a company coming over as well, and Incendiary to make sure he cannot be overrun. NeoFrag and Woozy put their minds and hearts together, but more importantly, they put their bullets together to give them their first clean round win.
All right, how far does this one go? 7 rounds the difference right now. And Magilla's getting serious. bond1e inches away from that 2-0 win over UNiTY. That would be a massive result. For this team making their way into the play-ins, of course, there's already a couple of teams that have already done that. It was Kaleshi and Rottweilers out of Group A, Inner Circle Academy and Mixed KS coming out of Group B. This will be the 5th team out of 8 to make their way into the play-ins. And you make your way into the play-ins, you have a 50% chance to make it all the way into Barcelona and play one of the biggest LAN events for Eastern European teams there's been in a very, very long time. And all of this is VRS as well, of course.
Yeah.
So especially for a team like bond1e, especially if they want to stick together and go and embrace the Baltics flag, getting to participate in a LAN like this, getting the VRS points might make it easier for you to potentially look for an organization if you want to stay together. This is how some beautiful stories could be made.
Oh, yeah.
Counts for a lot of these teams that are orgless. Mix, KS, Rottweilers.
Mm-hmm. bond1e have full access after this A bomb site. Library and Archer Smoke comes through. MoriiSko's feeling his world close in on itself. A flash overhead is only to delay. Gefida being measured out by Magilla. Magilla will take him down. Magilla turns around. He will be overrun by a Woozy. Push through the smoke, but they've still lost out the sight. They've got the numbers, and that's what matters. MoriiSko and Woozy still bring it together. 6 on board now for UNiTY.
This is starting to look good from UNiTY. I just wonder, why did it have to go to 12 rounds for bond1e before we started seeing that form? With the quick rotations, with the good read of the situation, the cohesion between the swing through the library smoke and the art smoke as well, catching Magilla off guard. The way that the side players were able to handle the situation, pit player stays alive for such a long time and just makes himself a massive threat. Neofrag has picked up the slack. Woozy's picked it up as well. Mikey's been able to recover phenomenally. He was 0 and 7 to begin with, now 11 and 16. Why did they need such a long time to start fighting back, though?
It's a question I don't have the answer to.
I don't think they have the answer to it as well.
Well, I mean, you'd like to imagine. Woozy and Neofrag have quietly picked up the numbers. Unfortunately, they're also quietly losing out their teammates. MoriiSko down in pit. That means that their A-side anchor is gone. Mikey, he's going to try and remedy that, try and bring something back over here. Mikey's worried, though. He's lost his life over here before. Gefida through the smoke. Good for one. Mikey gets an honor skill. The Eagles on the other side. Mikey maintains honesty and moves forward into just a couple of impressive fights.
Get ready for the 2v4 Diego.
What's going to happen?
Never mind. I meant the 1v4.
In another round.
Uzman.
Yeah.
There he goes. Okay,
Uzman?
never mind. It's a good first pickup. Mikey with a triple. Now he's 14 and 16, which, again, in retrospect, when you think about the start that he had, the 0-7, this is very impressive out of Mikey. It's been a very good recovery. And 5 rounds now, standing between that potential comeback and the side of UNiTY. A nice find out of Magilla. They still keep on landing some nice shots, but as you pointed out, for a couple rounds, it felt like they were having too much fun. You'd want to see them maybe kill the tempo a little bit with a tactical timeout, slow things down, play a little bit more conservatively. And by that we mean just proper utility, not play not to lose, but just get refocused, back on track. Popping through the mid smoke. Which side are they taking? There should be a flash for this. Are they just gonna fade it? I think they're just fading.
They have to be very concerned, but they rely on their firepower, and that reliance will pay off. There's still a player on the side. They should know it as well. MoriiSko coming up from up top. Good for one. Make it two. MoriiSko, what a spray transfer. Worried about what's coming around the corner, and he should be. A quick smoke out to Moto. That might be going a little bit off the mark. I think there might be a small gap on the left side, but maybe not.
Oh, this is a good molly. Prevlin can now go boiler. That slowed down the short players, and because of the Molotov and the player on the bomb side, they might not be ready for the boiler presence.
And I think they've cleared it over here as well. Neofrag does double check it just in case. There's going to be an incendiary over here as well. Preludin backs off and away. He knows it's all down to Rel, and he needs to give that back up fast. Rel can't keep himself alive. A smoke is down, and the bomb is not planted. Out for apartments. Preludin can't do anything about it. It is 8 now for UNiTY. Dear God, tell me we're not having another one of these big comebacks.
It really feels like we are, doesn't it? I mean, and this is all on MoriiSko. They deal with the long player. It's a 1-for-1. Unfortunate for Magilla to be the one going down from behind, but then MoriiSko's able to claim a double kill. This is the real difference maker. Look at that. 1 HP tag onto the first player. Spray transfers onto the second. Goes back to finish off the first that he started. Things are looking very, very good. And Paladin, he's going to be a little bit frustrated. Boiler player, he overplayed his hand a little bit. If he waits a little bit longer, maybe he's able to catch them off guard. Slowly but surely, this will start getting a little bit more intense for bond1e. Because now you probably feel like you could lose the map. Now you feel like this could go to OT. Which was not really the case quite a couple minutes ago.
Okay. A little bit of spice out from Woozy. bond1e are going to lose this. Or at least this is going to overtime, Ted. I feel like I should make that declaration early. It doesn't seem that earlier anymore. There's going to be a 3-round lead for bond1e after this one. One of which is going to be a bad buy. Maybe even 2 of which are going to be bad buys. This is practically a 1-gun round game.
It's such a big change between UNiTY's level before and now. It feels like it's a different team. It feels like both teams are just different. Uzi should have this one easily, and Kifita's there for the second. 9 rounds on the board. UNiTY keep moving closer and closer. Damn. They could make it work. What was that? A 12-3. Now a 12-9. And as you said, it could be just a 1-buy round game. Now, if they plant the bomb in one of the rounds that they lose, they will have buys again, at least twice more. But it's the half buy here. Tech9's utility. A little bit of B presence. Magilla playing ahead of the Uso. Neo frag, gotta be careful. Lands the damage, doesn't quite get the kill, and Magilla is able to chase him away.
The double apartment setup over here for UNiTY that will persist is also going to make it even more difficult to find anything for Paladin. He's going to be effectively useless in the rest of this round. The hit comes through. Paladin's job over here is to try and force rotations away. Mikey's certainly considering it, but he's still caught in 2 mines. That's a good grenade. I'm surprised it doesn't find Magilla, but either way, they might be happier with the 60 points of damage it does to Rel.
Ooh, felt the first smoke.
Still sails out. Kifita never looked this easy for him. 4 quick kills found, and maybe the ace. It is the ace. It's an anti-force buy, but in a world where it's been few and far between for UNiTY as far as highlights are concerned, we'll take this one, and they take double digits.
They're even failing utility now, bond1e. Things are crumbling. You see that smoke that falls in towards first? That was supposed to be a rune smoke. This is how bad some of the things have been. Ooh. Losing presence of mind. The flashes come in a little bit too early. Not a single player in towards the bomb site actually gets blinded or is close to being blinded. Things are falling apart. You don't want to lose this map from a 12-3 lead.
See. You don't want to, but you might not have a choice in it. HE sales boss, I'm surprised it doesn't do more damage. Neofrag manages to avoid everything. Stop his man, watches out. This has to be very careful. He himself is low enough that a grenade just finishes him off. If it lands anywhere close to him. Speaking of grenades, damage continues.
He's just tormenting them with the HEs. And he's got another one. There's one more that's going to go in towards the car. NeoFrag going to go for the fight with the flash. Usman playing anti will be able to find our refrag. A 1-for-1 to begin with. Another resmoke coming in though, and Usman will pick up that Yuto from the body of NeoFrag. This is actually quite important. You still have Preladon poking and prodding in towards that A bomb site, not seeing anything. And the CTs have divided their defenses. To and towards that B bomb site, that's going to be Mikey and Kefita. They don't have any more utility left though. Just the one flash on Mikey.
Osman and Magilla's HP being where it is, this could very quickly be a 2 versus 4 cleanup crew on this B bomb site. Mikey, sure, it's just the one flash, but he doesn't deploy it in time. That actually might end up helping him more than it hurts. Quick flash through, Rel is delayed. A couple of HEs still left for this D side. If they use them to try and take down Kefita, that could be their best way of trying to get something out of this round. But with a bomb now being dropped, trade is secured. Deep nade flies through. Mikey is not going to be caught by it too hard. It's Usman who's actually been spotted because of the grenade. They can't make their way over to the bomb and plant it in time. Rel's already lost this round. UNiTY are on 11. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Why would you nade that? It doesn't matter. The round has already been won by UNiTY.
But the time runs out. It's actually the nade to break the smoke that even tags down the planter further. And you know this player is in towards ruins. It's just so risky to be planting default like this. And for everyone else to be playing that passively, you needed to cover your teammate, even if that means risking your own life for the bomb to go down. That was a 12-3 lead. And they've lost 8 in a row. Number 9 will mean overtime on Inferno. And we might actually be going to a third map.
There's so many HEs out in Banana. It feels like a Michael Jackson song.
More like a Bruno Mars.
Because they're catching grenade for him?
Yeah.
But what about the hee-hee?
It is a classic, but yeah.
Woozy. Oh man, this is worrisome. If NeoFrag gets taken down over here and Archers is unlocked, Woozy isn't the player to do much about it, even if he's got the op. It's very quickly going to be flashed off. Now the benefit is bond1e, I just noticed they've only got one flash.
They can just molly NeoFrag out of position.
Do they want to? They want to go for the beat. They want to go out for the push forward. They're not checking this. They're not checking Cubby. He's got an A4. He gets 1. That's more than he ever should. But with Woozy missing his shot means they've still got a chance. Back into it they go. Is this how UNiTY's comeback will fall short?
There's
11 to 12 with a bomb being planted. A smoke in their way. Where there's 1, there's 2. And Usman cornered in. Covered off by Magilla. Kefita down and out. And Mikey doesn't have a chance. You can't wallbang that, Mikey. You can't wallbang it. 13-11. bond1e will escape the jaws of defeat. Even if they were up for the entire game.
They make it into the play, and who would have thought the first team out of Group C to make it out into the double elimination bracket would be the mixed team, even without Smooya. 4 Lithuanians, 1